You've been abducted by aliens. You've been a part of an alien abduction. You've had an encounter with aliens. You know what's really interesting? If you look right here, this right here, they look like life forms. They are life forms. You could describe them as alien life forms because they don't have a human body and they look alien to you. But they are a life form that showed up at night when I worked my second shift job. They're beautiful. Before I get on the main road to my house, they remind me of another type of one in the same life forms. I can tell. I see the striking similarities of these right here. Abducted by aliens. You've been abducted by aliens. And there's a lot of people who have been abducted by aliens. Some people have been on the ships. Is it a myth? It used to be a myth. Can you discount all the people's accounts of seeing UFOs, going on a ship, astral traveling, being on a ship, having family, having children from another species? Because back in folklore, if you want to call it, by some Native Americans, they reported encounters with beings that were not totally human, and they gave birth to beings that were not totally human. But alien abduction, have you been a victim of alien abduction? Have you seen the other like beings in your rooms? Have you been afraid of them? Have you been seeing the big beam of light come towards you? Have you been seeing like a big spotlight come towards you? And you have no explanation, and you have no memory of what happened to you, and you've had missing time. I can't get over how closely they resemble the life forms that are all around this world. I'm going to read you this. This was told of me. Oh no. It took me out of it, you all. No, I don't want to go out of it. I came on here to tell of what was shared with me. And it was back in 2019. Okay, no. I thought they erased it from here. Okay, this was, I had spoken with a friend, and she had the ability, she still does, to see beyond this realm. See beyond this realm. If you're just tuning in, hello, and thank you for watching. I'm not even looking at the comments. I can assume. Okay, hello. Welcome. You got this right here. 4D is full of them. Wild times. Yeah, I'm going to read you. Welcome. Let me put this back to me. Now, this was from a conversation, and then I did get her permission to share it when I shared it back in March of 2019. We're in the month of March. Well, how coincidental. March the 6th. It was shared with me on March the 6th. Of 2019. So, Gina, you were abducted before. And I kind of gathered it. Perhaps you have gathered that you were abducted. And you have been, I'm just going to read exactly what was said. I'm not going to add any extra like have. I'm going to read exactly what was said there, okay? At 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, because I was working, and I was getting text message through the messenger. Gina, number 1, you were abducted before, and you being abducted now for a very good reason, because you are one of them. You are Pleiadian. 2, there is no negative government energy affect you. You protected by your Pleiadian family. 3, government is watching you. Of course they do. They watching everyone, but you they watch close because your connection and protection, you don't have to worry about anything. You are appreciated, loved, and protected. Please remember that. 12:41 p.m., March the 6th, 2019. This is the female. I am not going to give her name. I'm just going to call her female. Hi. Sorry, just got back to you. So ran my panel on you, and the first thing that came up was number 1, taken since childhood. You are also watched by the government, not that you care. Frequency weapons are actively used against you. You are still being taken at night. You have traces of mind control drugs in your field, like mind wipe drugs, REM transfer too, so both depending on night. Yeah, lots going on, always has been. Gina, Oh, this is me. That's me. Now I am responding. This is very interesting and good to know. Maybe that's why I look like I've been awake all night at times and so exhausted at times. Is there any way of bringing all of this out in more detail? Would I need regression therapy? Thank you again for doing this for me. I appreciate it. If you're just tuning in and you don't want me to talk, no, quit messing with my throat. No, I don't want them messing with my throat, my chakra, my throat chakra. You tuning in right here? Look at this, you all. We have 60 people, and Tammy, Lindsay, CE5, Circle, Scrappy Doo, and Frank Cooper on here. The only comments they're allowing on here with a 1% chat rate. Isn't that interesting? So we've got it going on right here. I've just refreshed it. And you tuning in, you're going to listen to this. We're going to listen. We're talking about my abduction. Hello, Frank, honey. Oops, let's get it back to me. So the female speaks. Yes, but I have it hard to find someone. Honestly, the amount of people this happened to is so staggering. Gina, I'm sure I can find someone on here, female. Some is voluntary, like Solar Warden. Let me know if you do. I will let you know. There's a lot of government interference in this, and it's understandable. They need to be familiar with screen memories. Screen memories, you all. Have you ever heard of screen memories? It gets complicated. It gets complicated. So I asked the lady, do you mind if I share this without giving out your name? No, you're fine. Share away. We need to help each other, and I think you're really being messed with at night. Does anyone else feel like they are being messed with at night? Do you feel like something is happening to you at nighttime, you all? Do you feel like you've been abducted? And they're using something to wipe your memory so you can't remember? Do they have the capability of doing that? Whoever's doing the abductions? I'm sure they do. Because there's too many people who are going up in ships, who have went up in ships, and they cannot remember what happened to them. They don't have a recollection. Their memory has been wiped clean. They may even have, and if you've been abducted, you may have even have marks on your body. You may have marks on your body. You could have, I don't know, you could even have swellingness on your body. I really hope that if there are people who are still being abducted, that they come forward and they speak about it, because it's still taking place. And if they're able to remember what's happening, I hope they tell their story. And if you're watching this video and if you have been abducted, write it down in the comment section. Especially if you remember what they looked like and what they did to you. And write down in here if you had a bad experience or you had a good experience, because they're not all bad. Some of them are good. You know what, when I'm saying this, let me tell you where I'm feeling something literally right here. Right there. Feeling something going like that. It's like right inside here. I'm not supposed to be talking about it. I can feel it. You know, as far as we know, we could have implants inside of us. If you've been abducted, you could have an implant within you, and you probably know if you do. And if they've used you as a breeder, and if you think that there's no way, there's no way they'd use you as a breeder. They do it to the cattle on earth. They do it to the animals on earth also. Humans do. And if there is a species out there that wants to procreate, they want to breed humans with other species, maybe their species, to, I don't know, boost their population, whatever you want to call it. Why wouldn't they? especially if they made a contract with the governments of the world, with the leaders on the earth, they would have been given permission to do their experiments and whatever with the humans in exchange for the technology. And perhaps the majority of the humans did not lose their life or were not severely traumatized. Perhaps there were a lot of good species who were humanitarians in nature, and there's a lot of bad species who were very inhumane to the humans. And I've spoken to them, especially the ones who have come in contact with the like reptilian-like species, very, very hostile-like, very aggressive, and they don't have very good memories about it. They don't. I can't really remember hardly anything. I can't. I can remember being on a table. That's it. I can remember going up in a ship back in like 2018, going up in a ship every night for 2 weeks, looking out a great big window, massive, massive ship windows, just taking pictures of the same thing all night long, all night long. And I can remember sleeping in my dream state. I could remember a lady probing my stomach area with like big needles or something, like looking inside me to do something. She's trying to get something out of me. And it was an area that I had noticed when I was a teenager. I first noticed that area. It was an area within me that would move around. You know how a baby, you can feel a baby move in your stomach? You can like put your hand on your stomach and you can feel the movement of the baby on the inside. When I was a teenager, when I first recall something happening, I was a very small teenager. I only weighed like maybe 90, and weighed 98 pounds when I got married. And so I was probably in my 90s. Probably around 14 years of age or something. I don't know when it exactly occurred, but I woke up one night in like the birthing position in my bed. I did. And I don't know what happened. I do not. I know I've had an encounter with the men in black when I was in elementary school. Saw the UFO. But there was something inside my stomach that would move. It would move. I could put my hand on my stomach, and it felt like there was something at times moving around on the inside of there. My stomach was flat. I could literally, I would feel it with the palm of my hand. Just could feel it moving around in there. And this has went on for years and years and years and years. Even up until around 2018 and shortly thereafter. So when the lady was probing around inside of me, she was in that area, and I thought she's going to take that out of me, do something to the inside of me. And I could feel her, I could feel it. I could feel her moving around on the inside while I lay there. I was in my dream state, but I was aware that I was laying in my bed. And she had those great big things down there just trying to, and I saw her, she got something out. She pulled something out. And then immediately after she did that, my eyes, I woke up with my eyes, and I put my hand on my stomach, and I went into my bathroom, turned the light on, and I raised my shirt. I wanted to look at my stomach to see if I could see any red marks or anything in there, but I couldn't. But I could feel it. I could feel she had done something in my dream state in that area. But it was like, for years, it was like, I could feel it moving. I could feel it. It wasn't every single day of my life, but it was only at certain times that I could feel something moving. And I was told that I was used as a breeder. I was. And there have been other people who have been used as a breeder by the extraterrestrials, the aliens or other life forms. I'm not looking at the comment section. I don't know what's going on here. But I'm telling this because it's real, what's taking place and what has taken place. Now here I'm in my mid-50s, and this has been my life. And if they're using mind like technology to wipe the memory of people, like how can you recall the memory if something like that's happened? It's kind of like the Men in Black. It kind of is when they use that thing to wipe the memory. There's been a lot of people who's had missing time. I know when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was like 9 months pregnant, coming back from Alameda, California, in our Mustang, and it was like in the afternoon, and I got on Highway 101, and I saw the sign that said Monterey Peninsula. I thought, I don't live on the Monterey Peninsula, which I did. This is really cutting out my live stream. I just kept traveling down 101, going beside the ocean, and then I've got to the mountain where it literally wraps around the mountain. And the last thing I could remember was this great big old headlight coming straight toward me. And I remember jerking the steering wheel of the Mustang, and I thought, I'm going to go over the edge of the mountain, because it was dark by this time. And somehow, I don't even know how it happened, somehow I ended back at our apartment in Monterey. And my husband said, where you been? I said, well, I got lost. He goes, for 4.5 to 5 hours? Your mother's worried sick. Where you been? I said, I got lost. I got lost because I should have been home at a certain time, but it was like that many hours later. My mind was, I can't remember what happened except that big bright light. I remember when I had started this, when I was on my second shift job, I had just gotten off of work. It was around 10 something at night, maybe 10:30. I was on the phone with a friend, and I was getting ready to merge onto I-65 going north toward Indianapolis. And you know, we have Louisville International Airport that's close to this area. And what I thought was a plane, now my nose is starting to itch. It was flying so low. It was coming straight toward my windshield. And it was not pulling away. This thing looked like it was hovering over the highway at night. I remember getting on the ramp, and I saw that thing. I'm going to tell you exactly where it was. I was, what was that? I was on Eastern Boulevard, getting ready to merge onto I-65 northbound toward Indianapolis. I would have to go past whatever. It was right on that first ramp. And there came that, what I thought was an airplane. I thought, oh, it's just going to fly like all the other ones. Oh, no. It literally, it turned and was coming straight down that ramp to get on there, coming straight toward me. I slammed my brakes on and I came to a complete halt and pulled over to the little side because I thought it is going to take me. And I was on the phone at the time. And I said, I was telling my friend, I said, I am not ready to go up in that UFO. I am not. I do not want to go up. I started praying. I don't want to go up in that UFO. That light got bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I said that, when I started praying, somehow that thing, it pulled itself up and turned away from me. Then it went up in the sky. It went up in the sky. It literally was coming straight toward me. And I thought, I do not want to be taken up in that. Then I got home. Because that kind of rattled me. I got home. I remember doing, I think, a Facebook video. I got my phone out. And I went out on my porch and I was telling them about it. This is at night. It's probably around 11 o'clock at night at that time. And there, over the tree line in the woods, eastern, southeastern, there came another one. It was coming straight. It came over the tree line and it started coming low. And I remember being on that, showing them. I say, oh no, I said, I was getting scared. I said, it's coming straight this way. I ran back into the house. Then I waited a minute because that was rattling me because it just tried to get me when I was merging onto 65 going northbound off of Lewis and Clark. Lewis and Clark, I go Eastern Boulevard, go up there to get up there. I went out again and there came another one. I went back into the house. These things were coming straight toward where I was. They were sending me a message. And I did not have a good feeling about those. I did not. They were sending me a message because at that time, I had already been taking pictures of these light ships. And I'd been sharing them on the Facebook. I would take them 3 times a day, the pictures of the ships. 3 times a day. And this is what was coming after me. I shut the door. I did not want to go back out. You all, that rattled me. That rattled me because it was not a good energy that was coming from it. Okay, it wasn't at all. So to those who want to say all of this stuff is made up, when people have encounters and they have memories of what happened, you can't dismiss everybody in the world. You can't just say everybody has a false memory. They're making it up. No, you can't say that to the person who say they just got pregnant and they have to go into the obstetrician and they ask them, is this your first baby? Have you given birth before? They say, no, I haven't. And then they call these other doctors in and they go in there and they say, we got a hybrid. They told the lady, you have given birth before. This is not your first birth. And they called the individual, the lady, she was a hybrid. She had a different blood type, quite a rare blood type. It is said that these abductions that take place, they run in the family. They run in the family. Whether you remember maybe your one of your parents or your grandparents or not. They run in the family. When I was young, I remember my grandmother always talking about these men in black with these black cars. We thought, she is losing her mind. She got to the point where she was terrified. She didn't want to go outside. And she was a very quiet woman. She didn't want to go outside. She was in a nursing home, and my mother used to go get her for the holidays. And she was in a wheelchair, and my mother was wheeling her out to the car because she was going to go have Thanksgiving dinner. And all of a sudden, she got so terrified because of those men in black with those black cars. She said, "Take me back in. I'm not going. I'm not going." Now that I'm older, she wasn't making it up. She was not making up. These men in black, these black cars, it's all real. Whether you want to say it's government, whether you want to say it's extraterrestrials, it is happening. Things are happening. These men in black are not make-believe. They're real. They're vehicles that pop up out of nowhere. Oh, they're real too. The UFOs that the people see, and the FBI has the FBI vault. The military investigates. They all investigate. Why are you investigating something that does not supposed to exist? Why would you investigate something? Why would you waste the resources, get eyewitness accounts, gather your data on something that does not even exist? You wouldn't. You would not waste your resources. You would not investigate. You would not, after a certain point of time, once you went out there and started gathering the information and found out this information is overwhelming, there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of accounts. We can't let this information, and then you shut it all down and you put the cap on. You shove it, here's what you do. You shove it into the Pandora's box and you close the lid, because you know that what you just found out in all these investigations, it's way too much and you can't handle it. So by this time, the FBI, the CIA, the military, it's so widespread. It's so widespread. The experiences, the abductions, the sightings, every bit of it is so widespread. At this point, I bet it feels like to them now, Earth has been invaded. There's another species, or a lot more species on this Earth. There's nothing we can do about it because they are an advanced species. There's a reason they haven't spoke about it. There's a reason why they're being very careful about it. About these different life forms, these abductions, these UFOs, these aliens that are not supposed to exist. There's a reason. They don't know what to do. They feel overpowered. They can't come out and admit it. What can they do? Their technology is so far advanced. Whether they're from somewhere out there, or whether they're from inside the Earth, or whether they're from other dimensions, they interdimensional travel. What can they do when the governments have already been infiltrated by certain species? Some would call these species demons. Well, I'm sorry, they're not human. They're not. They are a type of a life form, shape-shifting. Have you been abducted? Are you part of an alien abduction? Have you been used as a breeder? Do you have missing time? Do you have you been used as a breeder? Do you have children with other races of beings? I'm being serious. That aren't human? Do you have other species, other beings come and visit you? Do you go up in ships? Do you astral travel? Is there something to special programs that the average person or even average people in high places don't even know about? There is. There's a lot more going on than what they're saying. A whole lot more. And it's getting to the point they can't hide it. They can't hide it. They can't sweep it under the rug. They can't keep that lid on the Pandora's box closed. No. That lid is literally, it's about halfway opened right now, spiritually speaking. That lid on that Pandora's box, the information that they have shoved in there, it's halfway open. They can't even force it back down. They cannot force it back down. It's only a matter of time before what's inside of there literally busts off the lid and breaks the hinges. And all you know what breaks loose. Because I venture to say that it's not just little bitty gray aliens and, you know, a hybrid program of, you know, different species. I think it's things that are much worse, a lot darker than what they wanted to admit, a lot darker. And those are the things that are inside that Pandora's box with the lid that's halfway open. It's the very dark things, the very dark information that they gathered. It's not the other ones. It's not the other ones with the little green aliens and the grays and no, 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 no. This is the more sinister things that they put inside there, and it's halfway opened. It's halfway opened. So I'm going to go. I haven't looked at the comments at all. I wanted to focus on whatever I was supposed to say. Please give this video a thumbs up. I'm one of many. I'm one of thousands, if not millions, of people throughout the years who has some type of encounter with aliens. Some have good and some have had bad. Are there good aliens or angelic forces, good forces out there? Absolutely. Are there bad forces out there? Absolutely. Absolutely. So, that's it. That's it. I'm going to go, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing. This is a life form that is here. And I was happy to see it at night. I took lots of pictures at night. They made me happy seeing them. Very happy. So I'm going to go, and with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, and thank you for your comments. Thank you, moderators. And no, there's too many people who had encounters with other life forms, and it's okay. You're not crazy. You're not losing your mind. You're not making it up. They're not making it up, and they know you're not making it up. They know you're not. I'm going to go. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Love you.